Hi everybody, welcome today. Today we have a sequence focused on working on better posture, and so I know I can use that, and so I hope it's helpful to all of you as well. So today what you're going to want is you might want a blanket or a few towels for our first posture, and so I have a couple yoga blankets here. You could also use some bath towels or other blankets that you have at home. You also might want a support. And so whether that looks like a block, a chair, or like a low coffee table, you also probably will want a strap, a yoga strap, or a belt, or a light hand towel for one of our postures towards the end of the sequence. And then we're gonna come into a supported bridge pose. And so for those that have done that before, a block would be really helpful. If you don't have one, some type of bolster or a couple pillows or maybe a stack of several towels or blankets would be helpful. So take a minute and grab what you need. We're gonna start lying down on the mat. And so once you have all of the supplies and props, we're gonna take one of our towels or blankets and make a roll. And so what you can do is you can make a thicker roll by using a shorter width towel. And so I have my blanket folded a few extra times to make the width a little more narrow and to make my roll a little bit thicker. As we get into the posture, if you feel like it's too much, you can also come up with a towel that's slightly longer with a little less thickness, and that will make your roll a little bit smaller. And so we're going to start with a gentle chest opener. And so take your rolled blanket or your rolled towel, and we're going to place it perpendicular to the long edge of the mat. I'm going to press my other one off to the side. From here, let's take a seat. We're going to plant both of our feet on the mat, bend into our knees. And our goal here is for a rolled blanket to come at the base of our shoulders. So our shoulder blades are going to come down onto the mat. And this is going to give us a little bit of a gentle stretch into our back spine. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place the back of our shoulders down on the mat or on our rolled towel, and then slowly begin to draw our shoulders down onto the mat. From here, your arms can come out to a T or maybe to cactus. And then check in with your body. So if this feels like it's way too much of a stretch, maybe choose a smaller rolled option. Or if it feels like it's not enough, maybe add a little bit more thickness to your roll. And so from here, arms to T or to cactus. You can keep your knees bent, or if it feels good, you can extend them long. And let's take a moment here to just find our breath. So we're starting with this really gentle chest opener because today we're focused on working on our posture. And so when we think about our spine, it has a natural curve to it. So we have a gentle sway in our neck and low back and some rounding through our upper back. And we have it that way because the way our body's proportioned, the way our weight's distributed, that natural curve helps us stand upright. And so what happens in our lives is with a lot of sitting and a lot of the activities that we participate in, it really forces our shoulders up, our neck, our head forward, and that rounding in our upper spine over time can become exaggerated. And if we spend too much time in that exaggerated rounded spine, that can kind of settle in and we can find ourselves stuck. And so when we get stuck with that rounded spine, what happens is our back body stretches out a little bit and we lose a little bit of strength. And then our chest, our front body gets tight and those muscles get a little bit shorter. And so today what our goal is to open up through the front of our body, through our chest, through our hips, and then strengthen the muscles that are going to help support our spine. So our upper back body, our core, our legs. So take a few more breaths here. And then as you're ready, we're going to make our way out of this nice, comfortable posture. And so bring that bend into your knees if you straightened your legs. And begin to press into the soles of your feet to lift your hips up slightly, just enough where you can remove this prop from underneath of you and set it off to the side. We're going to stay here and jump right into warming up our core. So what I want you to do is check in with your lower back. So as we're laying here with our knees pointed up towards the sky, see if there is space between your low back and the mat. And if you can slide your fingers under there like I can right now, what I want you to do is try to tilt your tailbone or tuck it under to press your low back into the mat. And I want you to keep this grounding sensation as long as we're laying down here. So as you're ready, we're going to begin to bring our legs up to this tabletop. And if you find that your back's already starting to lift, maybe try just bringing one leg up at a time. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to try to bring a little bit of movement. So inhale here, and exhale, we're going to tap our toes down to the mat, and inhale, lift them back up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. And if this is too much, you can take one leg at a time. So exhale, maybe tap your right toe. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tap your left toe. Inhale, back up. So take whatever variation works for you. We're just going to take a couple more here. So one more exhale to tap. One more inhale to rise. And then exhale, let's rest, plant our feet down. Find that connection with your back body and the mat if you started to lose it towards the end there. And next, we're going to start some single leg bicycles. So on an inhale, begin to bend into your right knee and then send your foot straight up to the sky. Exhale, slowly lower your extended leg. Hover just an inch above the mat. And then inhale, bend into that knee and lift it back up towards the sky. So follow the pace of your breath. Inhale as we're bending and lifting. And exhale, we're coming down into this lowering. So take your time. Again, follow your breath. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can also lift your left leg back up to that tabletop. Let's take two more. So inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, extend. And release. Take a full breath here. Release that breath. Let's take it to the other side. So find that engagement again if you've lost it. See if you can be mindful and hold that there the whole time. Your low back pressed against the mat. Inhale, let's begin to lift up our left leg. And exhale, lower. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, lower. And keep moving at the pace of your breath. We're starting to open up through our hips a little bit here. Strengthen through our core. And so if you like, you can come to that option where you can lift your right leg. If you do that, just keep touching base with that low back. Let's take two more. Inhale, extend. Inhale up, exhale, extend, and then release. Nice. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And from here, let's hug our knees to our chest and maybe rock side to side. So give your low back a little bit of a massage. And then on an inhale, let's come to a full body stretch. So arms extend overhead, legs extend long. Take another breath in. And exhale, begin to walk your feet and then your hands towards the left side of the mat. So we're coming into this side body stretch. So inhale, feel that expansion in your right rib cage. Stretch in your right side body. Exhale, see if you can feel both sitting bones, both shoulders grounded on the mat. If it feels good, maybe you cross your right ankle over your left. Let's take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, return to center. And exhale, let's take it to the other side. So exhale brings our arms and our legs over to the right side. Inhale here, feel your left rib cage expand. That stretch in your left side body. Exhale, ground down through both sitting bones, both shoulder blades. And again, maybe you tuck or cross your left ankle over your right. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, relax your body into the mat. And then from here, we're going to make our way up to hands and knees. And so you can go there a couple ways. If you want, you can bend into your knees, roll over to one side and press yourself up to seated. If you'd like, sometimes it feels good on your back, and it's just a little bit fun to kind of rock up and back. So if you'd like, you can practice a little bit of rocking here. And then when you're ready, you can come up, cross your ankles, and come over to hands and knees. So whichever way you want to do, make your way to hands and knees, and I'll meet you there. So we're going to come into a few cat-cows. Remember, we have our blankets, so if you want to pad your knees, you're welcome to do so. And we're going to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to go through a full cow and a full cat, but at the end of our cat posture, we're going to bring our knees up and hover for just about 5 breaths. So let's get set up. Wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, knees are under our hips. And then you can keep your toes untucked for this. So on an inhale, begin to tilt your tailbone up, drop your belly, pull your shoulders back to open through your chest, gaze lifts, BT-lasana cow pose. Exhale, we tuck our tailbone round through our spine, press away from the mat, crown drops at cat. At the very end of your breath, let's lift our knees and we're going to hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. And inhale brings us back into cow. So tuck our tailbone, drop our belly, widen through our collarbones, BT-lasana cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tailbone round through your spine. Press away from the mat, Marjarasana cat pose. And at the very end, let's bring our knees up to a hover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. And now move at the pace of your breath. So move into your cow. And then move into your cat at the pace of your breath. And just when your breath is about to release, hover your knees for the count of 5. You can count backwards or forwards. I tried both. I think backwards feels better, but count down always feels good. Release at the end of 5 and move back into your cow. Let's take one more cow, one more cat wherever you are. Last hover. And release. Nice. Let's bring our toenails to touch, spread our knees out towards the long edges of the mat, and send our hips back to child's pose. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe you press into your fingertips or into your palms to send your hips back a little bit deeper. One more inhale. And exhale, begin toward the left side of the mat. Coming into this side body on the right side. More breath in. More breath out. Inhale, return to center. Let's take it to the other side. Exhale. Walk towards the right side. Inhale, feel that expansion in your left rib cage. Again, maybe press your palm to send your hips back nice and low. Take another breath in. Inhale, let's return back to center. Relax our forehead down to the mat. Okay, as you're ready, rise back up to hands and knees. And find this strong posture again. So wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. And then as you're ready, tuck your toes and begin to send your hips back and up into our first downward dog. So take your time here, pedal out your feet, and work on keeping that long spine. So find that engagement through your core and use those abdominal muscles to send your hips up and back. Maybe reach your crown down towards the mat to create some space between your ears and your shoulders. Maybe find stillness here for a couple breaths. Take a breath in. Take an audible exhale. Another breath in. Audible exhale. And inhale. You can either step your feet up towards your hands or walk your hands back towards your feet. And in whichever direction you pick, on an exhale, come to a forward fold. So feel free to have a generous knee bend here. Your chest can come and rest on your thighs. We're relaxing through the back of our neck, letting our crown fall. Inhale, let's rise to half lift, so send our thighs back. We're reaching our crown forward, shoulder blades flat on our back body. So we're using our upper back right now to keep this lift, and we're engaging through our core to support our lower back. So take another breath in here. And exhale, find that bend in our knees and fold. Take another breath here. One more exhale. And then inhale one vertebra at a time. Let's slowly rise up to standing. When you get here, give yourself a nice, gentle shoulder roll back. And that's going to remind us to bring our shoulder blades back and down on our back body. So from here, if you're in the back of the mat, let's make our way to the front. If you're in the front, you can just kind of hang out there. And we're going to warm up our body a little bit. And so let's find our strong mountain pose. So again, toes can touch with a slight V at our heels, or maybe we bring our feet slightly wider under our hip points. Inhale, let's send our crown reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, engage through your thighs, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, let's begin to shift our weight into our right leg. And exhale, ground down through all four corners of that foot. Inhale, lift our left knee so that our thigh is parallel with the mat. And exhale, we're going to slowly step back into a lunge and plant our left hand on the inside of our left foot or right foot. Inhale, open up to the right side wall. Right fingertips reach towards the sky. Maybe our gaze lifts. Exhale, back leg stays strong and straight. Inhale, maybe we lift our left heel over our left toe mound. Exhale, unwind. Frame your with your hands. Step your right foot back. And we're going to find plank or plank on the knees. We're going to hang out here for a minute. So wherever you are, let's keep our shoulders behind our wrists. Find a strong core. So if you feel yourself dumping into your shoulders, see if you can pull your belly away from your shirt and use those deeper core muscles, those muscles that help support our spine. Hug your thighs to the midline. Maybe we lift up our heels over our toes. We send energy back through the soles of our feet. Take a couple more breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly begin to bend into your elbows and lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, release your forehead, and take a couple nice breaths. Inhale, we're going to begin to roll our shoulders back, lifting our chest off the mat. We're going to come into baby cobra. So when we're in here, we want the sensation to be in our upper back body. So keep your neck neutral, relaxed. Our gaze isn't up, it's just forward of our mat. Send your elbows down. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release. We'll take one breath here, laying down on the mat. Inhale. Release our breath. And inhale, let's roll our shoulders back. Lift our chest, our gaze. We're back in baby cobra. So if you're having a hard time and you're feeling the sensation more in your lower back, what I want you to do is feel like you're grounding down through your sacrum and pulling your sternum forward. So you're finding this opposition and this length in your back body. So we're retracting our shoulder blades. Elbows pointed down. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Take another breath here. We're going to take this one more time. So on your inhale, roll your shoulders back, pull your chest off the ground, and find this long spine sensation through your upper body, elbows pointed down. And then if it feels good, maybe we lift our hands slightly and we hover. Very nice. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes, engage through your core, and then let's send it up to plank or plank on the knees. And then exhale, hips come up and back to downward facing dog. If you feel like it feels good to pedal out your feet, more than welcome to do so. We'll be here for a few breaths. So on your inhales, find that long spine. Exhale, maybe you come to stillness and press your heels a little closer to the mat. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, let's send our right leg up high into three-legged dog. And exhale, bend into your knee, slide your knee up past your chest and step through to the top of the mat. On an inhale, let's step our foot up, just a foot, and our toes turn out at 45 degrees. So exhale here, down through your right toe mat. On an inhale, let's rise, hands to hips. Exhale, let's shift our right knee, stack it over our right ankle. Inhale, back leg is long and straight. Exhale, let's see if we can grab our hip points and help them turn and shine forwards. Inhale, find some lightness. Arms extend overhead. And let's create some space. So exhale, roll your pinkies to the midline, draw your shoulders away from your ears. We're in Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So pause here for a few breaths. Let's find some strength. Maybe on an inhale, we pull our thumbs back to open up through our chest. Our gaze can lift a little bit. Let's take another couple breaths in and out. In and out. Our next inhale, let's straighten through our right leg. And exhale, fold at our hips and stop about halfway. So inhale, see if you can keep that lift. So use that upper back body strength to keep that opening through your chest. Exhale, engage through your core, support your low back. Inhale, reach your fingertips forwards. Exhale, reach your sacrum back. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Hands can come down to the mat, your fingertips. You can let your back round here a little bit. Relax to the back of your neck. This might be a great place for bricks or your coffee table or chair. If you feel like your hips are starting to turn out, see if you can pull your right thigh back into its hip joint, hip socket, and sometimes that can help realign those hips. It's okay if you have a gentle bend in your front knee. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, begin to shift your weight back and bend into your right knee. Inhale, rise back up, warrior one. Let's just take one exhale here. And inhale, step or drag your left foot up to meet your right. Exhale, release into mountain pose. So we're going to take that same sequence to the other side in a moment. But allow yourself to pause. Come back to your breath. Maybe close your gaze down. Maybe notice any differences in energy or sensation that you feel between your right leg, your left leg, your right arm, your left arm. Let's take another breath in, another breath out. Let's begin to take it to the other side. So find your strong mountain pose and inhale. Begin to shift your weight into your left foot. Exhale, ground down through all four corners of that foot. Inhale, let's lift our right knee until our right thigh is parallel with the mat. Exhale, let's step back into a lunge and then plant your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Inhale, open up towards the left side wall. Left fingertips reach towards the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts up. Exhale, back leg is strong and straight. On an inhale, maybe we lift our left heel over our left toe, or right heel over our right toe mount. Exhale here. One more breath in. And exhale, unwind. Frame your front foot with your hands and step back. We're going to find our favorite plank pose again. So we're going to pause here again for a handful of breaths. And if you ever feel like you're starting to dump in your shoulders and it's hard for you to recruit those that core strength, just drop right down to hands. Just drop your knees down, so plank on your knees. So again, shoulders behind wrists. We're hugging our thighs to the midline. Maybe we're lifting our heels and sending our energy back through the soles of our feet. Take a couple breaths. One more good inhale. And exhale, let's bend into our elbows. Slowly, slowly, slower, lower down. Release our forehead, untuck our toes. Take a couple breaths here. Okay. Inhale, we're going to come into our baby cobras. So inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest up. And again, focus on keeping a neutral neck, sensation in our upper back body. Let your gaze come to the top of your mat, maybe just in front of it. Send your elbows down. We'll pause here for a couple more breaths. Maybe one more inhale. And exhale, we release our forehead back. Take a breath here. Then inhale, let's roll our shoulders back. Pull our chest off the mat, baby cobra. And remember, find that opposition. So find that grounding down through your sacrum, that reaching forward through your sternum. And sometimes thinking about retracting or pulling back your shoulder blades can help bring awareness to that upper back body and bring that sensation back there. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Take a nice breath here. I'm going to take it to the other, not the other side. We're just going to do it again. Inhale. Last time. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest up. And find this nice, strong baby cobra. Send your elbows down. Retract your shoulder blades. And maybe this time we find a little bit of a hover. Maybe not. Up to you. Take a couple more breaths. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes. Find some engagement back in your core. Rise back up to plank or plank on the knees. And exhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So again, take your time here. Settle into this posture. On your inhales, maybe focus on finding that long spine again. So lifting your hips with that core, that strong core, and sending the crown of your head down towards the mat on an exhale. Another inhale here. Exhale, maybe we send our heels a little closer to the mat. Last breath in. Last breath out. And inhale, let's send our left leg up high, three-legged dog. And exhale, bend into your knee, slide it up past your chest, and then step your left foot through to the top of the mat. Inhale, let's send our right foot up about a foot and out 45 degrees. Ground down through your left toe mound, the pinky edge of your right foot. And then when you're ready on an inhale, rise up to standing, hands come to hips, and let's find our strong warrior one posture. So inhale here, exhale, stack your right knee over your left knee over your left ankle. Inhale, ground down through the pinky edge of your back foot, back leg strong and straight. Exhale, turn your hips, hip points to face the front of the room. Inhale, find some lightness. Extend your arms overhead. Exhale, roll your pinkies to the midline. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths like we did last time. Maybe on an inhale, we pull our thumbs back, open up through our chest, and our gaze lifts a little. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Nice inhales. Feel that expansion in your rib cage. And your exhales, keep that grounding through your toe mound and the pinky edge of your right foot. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, let's begin to straighten through our left leg. And exhale, fold at your hips, and we're going to pause again at that halfway point. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades back. Use your upper back strength. Exhale, engage through your core. Support your lower back. Inhale, reach your fingertips forward. Exhale, find that opposition by reaching your sacrum back. One more breath in. And exhale, release, let yourself fold. And again, fingertips can come down to the mat, or maybe they come to bricks or your support surface. Take several breaths here. Allow the back body to round a little bit. Relax through the neck, back of your head. Again, if you're starting to feel your hips start to creep out this way, maybe pull your left thigh bone back towards the hip socket. Take one more breath in. Exhale, begin to bend into your left knee. Shift your weight forward. And inhale, rise back up to warrior one. I'm just going to stay here for one more exhale. And then inhale, step or drag your left foot up to meet your right foot up to meet your left. And then exhale, mountain pose. Pause here another moment. And then as you're ready, we're going to make our way to the long edge of the mat. So toes are pointed towards the long edge. Take a moment here if you feel like you need a moment. We built a little bit of heat there. We did a little work. And so be kind to your body. Take the time that you need. When you do find yourself ready, we're going to begin to come into a wide stance. So let's toe heel our feet into our wide stance. And what we want to make sure we can do is ground down through the outside lines or the pinky lines of both of our feet. You can extend your hands out and see that your feet maybe are under your wrists. We don't want them a whole lot past there because then we lose that strength and that grounding sensation through our legs. So take a breath in. So find your solid base. And then inhale, let's interlock our hands behind, palms to touch, knuckles pointed towards the ground. And exhale, slowly begin to draw your knuckles towards the earth. Open up through your chest, gaze lifts. Take a breath in, take a breath out. One more inhale. And exhale, we're going to fold at our hips. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. So arms can come wherever they're comfortable. Maybe they reach towards the back wall. Maybe they fall in the direction of your head. Relax through the back of your neck, your head here. Inhale, find length in your spine. And exhale, maybe see if you can fold a little bit deeper. Check in with your weight here and see that it's not shifted too far forwards or backwards, that we're centered over our arches. One more breath in. One more exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's release our arms to the mat. Inhale, rise to half lift. Let's bring our hands to our hips. And with a strong core and a strong upper back body, on our next inhale, let's rise to standing. Nice. So from here, we're going to stretch the inner linings of our legs. And so what I'm going to have you do is begin to shift your weight from side to side. And maybe if our hips are feeling a little bit tight, this is about as far as we feel comfortable going. Maybe we dig a little bit deeper. So keep shifting your weight from side to side. And we're going to find stillness the next time we reach our right leg. So as we send our hips over to the right, bend into our right knee, let's find a moment of stillness. You can keep your legs here if it feels good. Maybe bring your hands to heart center. Wherever you are, give yourself a nice good shoulder roll back. Draw your shoulder blades in and back on your back body. Take another breath in, another breath out. Inhale, rise to standing. And let's take it to the other side. So exhale, slowly begin to shift your weight over towards the left. And again, hands can come to our legs if that's how we feel most stable, or maybe to the top of a chair, or maybe they come to heart center. Take a couple breaths here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, let's rise back up. Big exhale. Then inhale, let's begin to toe heel our feet back to the center. Inhale, extended mountains, arm rise overhead. Maybe your gaze lifts. And exhale, let your arms fall. Sweep down to the ground, forward fold. And we'll pause here for a moment. So if it feels good, maybe we find a bind. And what I mean by that is you can kind of grab both elbows and bind there. You can reach around behind your legs if that feels good. Or maybe you take your index and middle finger of both hands, and wrap it around your big toe. So you have a few options here. Take what feels good, maybe sway from side to side a little bit. That feels good in your lower back. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, rise to half lift. So send those thighs back. Reach the crown forward. Pull your shoulder blades up and back. Engage through your core. One more inhale. And exhale, let's fold. And from here, we're going to make our way to seated. So you can bend into your knees. Use your hands to support you as you come down to your bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice Gomukhasana or cow face pose. And so there's a lot of variations here. This can be an intense stretch in your hips, in your back, and then also up through your shoulders and your arms and upper body. And so I'll give you some options and take the option that feels best for you. We're going to start by coming into staff pose or Dandasana. So extend your legs long. Keep your toe mounds in the same plane. So if you feel like one leg's reaching a little bit more forwards than the other, get those toe mounds in line. You can have a gentle bend in your knees. Try to avoid hyperextending your knees. But find some engagement in your thighs, some grounding down through your back legs. Hands can come to the sides or maybe up to bricks if your arms maybe don't quite reach the ground. Inhale, send your crown up. Exhale, engage through your core. Let's pause here for just a moment. And then on an inhale, let's bend into our left knee and bring our left foot up and over across our right thigh. And so from here, we're going to start to shift our right foot out until our knee kind of drops down, is stacked on our other knee, and our shins parallel or close to parallel with the front of the mat. And this is one of your options. So you're welcome to stay right here and do add the arms from here. If you'd like to try to come into the full leg variation, let's begin to bend into our right knee and draw our heel towards our sitting bones, but then stop again when that shin is about parallel with the front of the mat. So we're flexing into both of our ankles to protect our knees. Our knees are stacked. And what we want to do is we want to ground down evenly through both of our sitting bones, through both of our hips. And so if this is feeling really uncomfortable for you, go back to that first variation, or maybe just find a comfortable seat, and you could even sit in a chair and focus on just the arms. And so what's nice about this pose is you can practice it in parts. So you can sit here and practice the legs, or you can find a more comfortable seat and practice the arms. So choose what feels good for you today. So if this is feeling good, on an inhale, we're going to extend our right arm overhead. And exhale, find this hinge in our elbow and draw the palm of our right hand back on our back body. And so what you might want to do is have your strap available, and you'll see why in a second. So inhale, extend your left arm in front. Exhale, turn your thumb towards the ground. So we're finding this internal rotation in our shoulder. Sweep your hand back, and again, we're going to find this hinge, and the back of our hand is going to hit our back, and our fingers are going to reach up. And so now if you can interlock your fingers, that's awesome. If that's just not happening, and that's fine, maybe grab your strap, place it over your right shoulder, and then what you can do is grab higher up on the strap with your right hand and a little bit lower down on your left hand, and use that strap to kind of walk your hands as close together as you can. So come into the variation that feels good to you. Reach your right elbow up towards the sky, your left elbow down towards the ground. Keep that chest open. Maybe on an exhale, if it feels good, you find a fold, or maybe not. Wherever you are, let's just pause here for a moment. Maybe close down your gaze. Take one more breath in. On exhale, release your arms. Remove your strap if you used one. And let's begin to slide our left leg in just a little bit and then unwind our right leg. So we're going to come into a seated twist. And so you can join me right here. Or if you'd like, you can do this in a comfortable seat as well. So inhale here, create some space in your spine. And exhale, let's begin to twist towards the left. So left arm can come behind. You can use your right arm to kind of hug your knee. If it feels good, you can even bring your knee or your elbow to the outside of your knee. On your inhales, create more space in your spine by lifting your crown towards the ceiling, grounding down through your sitting bones. And exhale from your core, so you can twist a little bit deeper. So inhale, you create that space, find that lifting. And exhale from the core, maybe twist a little bit deeper. Let's do one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, let's unwind. Untwist or uncross our leg. Bring both of our knees up. And maybe we just let our chest come to our thighs and round over our legs. So this might feel like a good release through your low back, through your upper back. We've worked them hard today. Let's take a couple more breaths here. One more good breath in. Exhale, release completely. Release all that air. Inhale, let's come back to our staff pose so we can take it to the other side. So again, find your toe mounds in the same plane. Engage through your thighs, maybe ground down through the backs of your legs. But it's okay if you have that gentle knee bend. We don't want to kind of hyperextend into our knees. Bring your hands down by your sides, maybe up to props. Inhale, reach your crown up. Exhale, maybe give you that nice shoulder roll back to remind yourself to keep your chest open. Engage through your core. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On our next inhale, bend into our right knee. And then cross our legs so that the sole of our right foot comes to the outside of our left. And again, begin to kind of shift that right foot out towards the side so that our shin is parallel, close to parallel, our knees stacked. And again, stay here. Or maybe we bend into our left knee, bring our left heel towards our sitting bones with our shin slightly close to parallel. So from here, ground down through both sitting bones. And this side, I don't know about you, but you're probably going to find that one side's a little bit more tight. And for me, it's this side. And so if it gets a little tight, you can also bring your heels a little bit closer towards your sitting bones. And that'll make it easier to ground down through both hips evenly. So find the comfortable seat of your choice. It can look like mine, or maybe it looks like that first variation, or maybe we're back sitting in a chair and we want to focus on our arms. Wherever you're at, if you think you're going to want your strap, you can grab it now. And this time we're going to place it over our left shoulder. So from here, on an inhale, let's extend our left arm overhead. Exhale, find that hinge and bring the palm of your hand onto your back body, upper back body. Inhale, let's send our right fingertips forward. Exhale, find that internal rotation in your shoulder by turning your thumb down, sweeping your arm back. Now let's find that hinge again, bringing the back of our hand to the back of to our back body. And then slowly begin to either climb your way up and down the strap, maybe interlock your fingers. But come into the position that feels good, where you can keep your chest up and open. Again, use that strap if you need it. Inhale, send your left elbow up towards the sky. Exhale, send your right elbow down towards the earth. Maybe let your gaze close down here. Take a few breaths. Maybe you find that forward fold. Maybe on this side, I'm definitely not, but I would like you to take what feels best in your body. Let's take a few more breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. Let's take one more breath in. And exhale, let's release our arms. Remove our strap. And again, let's create a little space on our bottom leg by bringing our right foot in slightly. And extend your left leg in front of you. And you can meet me here, or you can meet me in your comfortable seat, or stay in your chair if that's where you're at. And we're going to come into just a seated twist. So inhale, create space, lift your crown up towards the sky, ground down through your sitting bones. And on an exhale from your core, see if you can twist a little bit to the right. So right hand can come behind, left arm can hug our thigh, or if you like, you can kind of hook your elbow on the outer side. Inhale, create that space again, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist from the core. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. Let's take one more breath here. Breath in. One breath to release. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, let's guide our right foot back over our left. Bring our left foot up to meet our right. And again, let's just release on an exhale. Take a few breaths here. Allow the back, body, all the way up through the back of your neck and the back of your head to relax. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, rise up. And we are going to make our way onto our back body. And so we're going to come first into our supported bridge. So if you have that brick that we talked about, or a stack of blankets, or maybe a few pillows or a bolster, I would grab that now. And we're going to turn our body to face the long edge of our mat. And take your time. We're just going to make our way slowly onto our back. Rest the back of our head onto the earth. And from here, let's start to walk our heels a little closer to our sitting bones. And then as you're ready, have your props close. Because on an inhale, we're going to press into the soles of our feet to lift our hips. And then we're going to take our prop, whether it's our block or our blankets, and we're going to bring it under our sacrum. And so if you have a block, you can bring it to the lowest height, maybe the middle height, or maybe even the top height, whatever feels best for you. And let's find some stillness here. If you feel like your knees are starting to kind of fall to the outside, see if you can find a little integrity and hug your thighs to the midline. Take a breath in here. And exhale, begin to walk your shoulders under. So we're walking our arms towards the midline. We're opening up a little bit more through our chest. But our neck is still long and relaxed and neutral. We're just going to pause here for a moment. So this is a gentle chest opener as well. It's also a gentle inversion. So take a few deep breaths. Maybe on your inhales, feel your ribcage expand. And exhale, let your shoulder blades or the top of your shoulders ground down into the earth. Check in with your legs. See that you're still hugging your thighs to the midline. Let's take one more breath in. One more big breath out. And then inhale. Press in through the soles of your feet to lift your hips just enough to remove your props. And on an exhale, slowly lower your back body down to the mat. From here, let's hug our thighs to the midline, or not to the midline, up to our chest. Inhale here, maybe take a couple nice ankle rolls. If it feels good, just like in the beginning, you can rock from side to side, massage your low back. If If it feels good, a happy baby posture right here might feel good. And so you can reach your hands through your thighs, grab the outsides of your legs, and then open up through your hips. Soles of your feet are shining up towards the sky. Maybe your sacrum's flush against the mat. But some body proportions are going to make that a little bit more challenging. So if your sacrum's not 100% flushed on the mat, that's okay. Take a couple more breaths. Okay, let's come back to knees to chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. And exhale, let's release our legs long. And we're going to make our way to Shavasana. So from here, let's split our legs a little bit wider, maybe towards the width of the mat. Let your toes roll towards the outside. Inhale, release through the inner linings of your legs. Exhale, let your back melt into the earth. Inhale, if you haven't done so already, you can close down your gaze. Exhale, relax through the muscles of your face, your jaw, your neck. Begin to let your body come to stillness. So just like last Saturday, I'm going to leave you here. Shavasana is probably the most important posture of the practice. It's where all the energy that we generated and we moved about our body settles and assimilates. It's where we get the benefits. So I want you to take as much time as you need. So I don't want to rush. So take your time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.